Imagine living in a small town where everyone knows everyone, but one man terrorizes the entire community. A man so feared, so violent, and so untouchable by the law that people whispered his name instead of saying it out loud. This isn't a movie or a crime show. This is the true story of Ken Rex McElroy, the so-called town bully of Skidmore, Missouri, whose shocking death remains an unsolved mystery to this day. Welcome back to my channel Scary with me, the place where we dive deep into real mysteries and unbelievable true stories. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss the kind of stories they don't teach in history class. Ken McElroy was born in 1934 in Kansas, but he grew up in Skidmore, Missouri. By all accounts, he was trouble from the very beginning. Neighbors described him as cunning, mean, and fearless. He dropped out of school in 8th grade, barely literate, but what he lacked in education, he made up for with intimidation. As he got older, he built a reputation for theft, violence, and manipulation. But what made him truly dangerous was his uncanny ability to escape justice. McElroy had a long list of accusations against him. He was suspected of assault, burglary, statutory rape, arson, and even animal cruelty. It seemed like every time something went wrong in Skidmore, people quietly blamed him. He was accused of stealing livestock, harassing women, and shooting guns at those who dared to cross him. Yet somehow, he was never convicted of a serious crime. Witnesses were too scared to testify. Judges and prosecutors often felt pressure. And McElroy, he always found a way to manipulate the system. He had a terrifying method: intimidation. If someone reported him, he would stalk them, park outside their homes for hours, or threaten their families. Imagine living in a farming town with only a few 100 people, and every time you looked out your window, the man you feared most was sitting in his truck, staring at your house with a shotgun by his side. That was life in Skidmore. The entire town lived under his shadow. One of his most infamous crimes was against a 14-year-old girl named Trina. McElroy pursued her, married her when she was still a child, and then reportedly abused her for years. Her family tried to protect her, but McElroy retaliated viciously. He burned down her parents' house. He shot the family's dog. And yet, nothing stuck in court. The law seemed powerless against him. In 1980, McElroy went too far. He shot a 70-year-old grocer named Ernest Bo Bowenkamp in the neck after a dispute involving candy that his daughter tried to steal. Bo survived the shooting, but this time, something shifted in Skidmore. The townspeople had enough. McElroy was arrested and eventually convicted of assault, but unbelievably he was released on bail while waiting for an appeal. True to form, he went right back to intimidating. He would drive his truck slowly around the Bowenkamp family's home. He'd sit outside bars with his guns on display. He even showed up in town with his wife, openly bragging that nobody could touch him. And in a way, he was right. The justice system had failed to protect the people once again. Then came the morning of July 10th, 1981. McElroy and his wife Trina went into town. He sat drinking at the local bar, acting as if he owned the place. But word spread quickly. The townspeople gathered, some say up to 60 people, men and women alike. They were tired, they were scared, and they were angry. When McElroy stepped out of the bar and climbed into his truck, something extraordinary happened. Surrounded by the people he had terrorized for decades, McElroy lit a cigarette. And then, shots rang out. Multiple bullets tore through his truck, striking him in the head and neck. His wife, sitting right beside him, screamed in terror, but she was unharmed. And just like that, Ken Rex McElroy, the man who had haunted Skidmore for years, was dead. But here's where the story becomes legend. Dozens of people stood there that day. Dozens witnessed the shooting. Yet when police arrived, nobody saw a thing. Not one person admitted to pulling the trigger. Not one person confessed to seeing who fired. It was as if the entire town had made a silent agreement. After decades of being failed by the system, Skidmore had taken justice into its own hands and then locked the secret away forever. Investigators interviewed people, but every time the answer was the same. I don't know who did it. I didn't see anything. The FBI even got involved, but still, no arrests were ever made. To this day, Ken McElroy's murder is officially unsolved. The silence of Skidmore became its own story. Journalists wrote books about it, documentaries were filmed, and even Hollywood couldn't resist. People debated endlessly. Was it vigilantism, or was it survival? Did the town commit a crime, or did they finally end one? What's most chilling is what McElroy's wife said afterward. She claimed she recognized some of the shooters, but nobody in the justice system ever acted on it. Whether out of fear, or because authorities quietly sympathized with the town, no charges were filed. It was as if the world turned the other way, and for once, Skidmore felt free. But freedom came with a price. McElroy's death didn't erase the scars he left behind. Skidmore gained a dark reputation, becoming a town defined by silence and mystery. Over the years, more violent incidents and murders would haunt the town, almost as if McElroy's shadow never really disappeared. Think about it. An entire community keeping the same secret for over 40 years. No deathbed confessions, no leaks, no whispers that made it into the public record. Whoever pulled that trigger, or however many people did, remains a mystery buried deep in the farmland of Missouri. So what do you think? Was it justice served, or was it murder that got away with murder? Did the town finally protect itself, or did they cross a line that should never be crossed? If you enjoyed this dive into one of America's most haunting mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel Scary With Me for more stories that blur the line between truth and legend. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that really happened.